What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another FPL live stream. We are here for live game week 2 deadline. So remember today, guys, it's 15 minutes earlier. So the game kickoff, because I think it's not being televised in the UK. So usually the game should be on a Friday night at 8 o'clock p.m. However, it's at 7:45 p.m. today, guys. So be wary. It's 15 minutes earlier. So as it says, 6:15, we need to get our team submitted and nailed for. So what's happened, guys, this last 2 days, all I'm hearing is injuries, and it's messing up my team even more. I'm kind of glad I did play the wild card, to be brutally honest, because I had to make some more changes because Reece James went out of the team. So there's been a bit more changes there. I'm still a little bit unsure because I did have a few more things that I wanted to do with the team, but I think I'm fairly happy with the team, how it looks for the wild card, but we'll get more stuck into it. We'll take your messages. John K, good evening. How are you? I hope you're well. So yeah, I thought I'd come in for a stream and see what's going on. So there's nothing latest that's come out today that we didn't know about, but I think in the last 48 hours, a lot has been uncovered. So what have I done since my my wild card? So there's been a bit more changes into the team in itself. Why I've brought certain players in is probably based more on fixtures. I've kind of gone a bit more for the fixture swings going from game week 3 rather than specifically for game week 2. So this week, that's why I'm playing Turner in goal rather than Onana. And I've got a bit of depth on the bench as well with Henry from Brentford, and I've got Gusto as well, who I'm not too sure about if he's going to be starting or not. So it's a bit more of a wait and watch kind of thing. Peter, good evening. Is Saliba a good choice at centre-back? I think Saliba's a great shout, to be fair. He's pretty much nailed in Arsenal's squad, and I think he'll be playing week in, week out. The fixtures do look a bit more challenging. I mean, I think they've got Crystal Palace away, and then I think they've got a good home fixture, followed by, I think it's Manchester United. But Saliba's good. I mean, he's not going to get you an assist every week. Last week, it was pretty lucky, to be fair. I was a Saliba owner. It was like a 2-yard pass to Saka, who absolutely smashed one from 20 yards out. But looking at the fixtures, Fulham, not a bad fixture either. United at home as well, so 2 home fixtures. Saliba will be a good shout. On a serious level, he will be a good shout indeed. John, I'm good. How are you? I'm very well, thank you, John. I hope you're having a good Friday and looking forward to the weekend. John K, no United players. No, I've not gone for any United players, and it's not a knee-jerk to what I saw just on game week 1. So I'll be brutally honest with you. I saw all of last season how United was set up. Now, the only reason I've kind of taken out Manchester United is because I think the way the team's set up and the way I thought it would be set up was a bit different on Monday. And I'll explain that in a bit more detail how I mean it. The way it was is that, well, obviously with Højlund coming in, I was expecting Rashford to go out to the left. However, Rashford played up front. Now, up front, Rashford doesn't seem as comfortable as he is on the left-hand side. And Wolves played amazing. United have struggled to score goals. So I don't think it's one of those kind of where I think, oh my God, I've taken him out because based on that. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I was banking on the game week number 1, which was Wolves, and this third game week, which is Forest. Now in game week 3, there's a lot of other teams that play good teams as well, but then they got a longer extended run. So for example, Spurs, Maddison, game weeks 3 to 5, I'm happy with the fixtures. You've got Mbemo, Brentford, good fixtures. Chelsea, good fixtures. Manchester United are a bit hit and miss. I want to see a bit more, to be brutally honest, and this is basically just the start of the season. I've gone more fixtures here than knee-jerking around what happened in game week 1. It's from what I saw. That's where Gusto's come in. Because with Chelsea, I wasn't going there for clean sheets potential, to be brutally honest, for Chilwell and James. I was going there for more of an attacking respect. That's why Estupinian stays. Rico Henry is in there. I think he was the best 4.5 that I saw last week. Gusto, I want to see a bit more because if Chelsea play with the 3 at the back and the 2 wing backs and he's a wing back, then he'll come into my squad. West Ham away, it's a choice between kind of like Henry away at Fulham, Guardiola, Newcastle at home. I just wanted to go to Guardiola, to be fair. I think I want a bit of City in there. I was this close to bringing in Alvarez, but I think the whole injury thing that he had was a bit hit and miss. So I think with Guardiola, I got a bit of coverage there of Man City because they've got some really good fixtures coming up. Enzo Fernandez was someone that I was looking at for Eze because he took pretty much every corner and set piece last week. Is he going to be on penalties as well? And 5 million, that's a really good route in. But I don't want to knee-jerk immediately. That means I'll have to get rid of Gusto and play like a Kabore or someone. But Enzo Fernandez is someone that's caught my eye. He might be someone I might jump onto maybe in game week 4. I want to see a bit more. Maybe if Chelsea get a penalty, how they're playing. I know they've signed Caicedo and Labia from the respective clubs. So we'll be looking forward to see that. Harry, good evening. Opinions on Gusto. We need Højlund to come into the squad until we can... Exactly. So I'm waiting for Højlund to come in. Højlund might not even be until like game week 5. So I'm not too worried about Manchester United, the original games. You know, they will score goals. Don't get me wrong. Rashford and Bruno will get points. Maybe even, you know, you'll get Sancho getting a brace, or, you know, you've got other players like Garnacho coming in as well. So we've got players who will get points there at Manchester United. That's the best thing about being a Manchester United fan in this situation, is they score, brilliant, I'm happy. But if other teams' players score, that's where I get a bit edgy. But I do believe that there is value with Maddison, not just because based on one game. I mean, the fixtures are just too good to ignore. This is why I've gone for this wild card in itself. So, you know, looking at their fixtures, Bournemouth, Burnley, Sheffield United, far better than let's look at Manchester United, for example. Yeah, the Forest game is good. Spurs, Arsenal, Brighton, they're tough games. So in my honest opinion, I've gone for a bit more of a safer bet with Maddison from there. In terms of set piece penalty takers in this draft, I've got Mbemo, Eze, Salah, Saka, Haaland, maybe Jackson on penalties, or Enzo. I'm not too sure. If Enzo's on penalties for 5 mil, that's someone I definitely will be wanted to get in. But I think Gusto is someone that I want to wait and watch. I haven't got him in for clean sheets. That's brutally honest, and I'm not sure how he's going to be set up. Is Colwell going to be like the left-sided of the left back, and will I think it's Disasi or something. I think he will play probably right back or right wing. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm not entirely sure, but he did come on for was it Reece James last week when he did get injured, so that's a bit more of an insight in there. But Rico Henry is really good to have as well, because Brentford's got some really good fixtures, and Guardiola, I think he's going to probably be the most nailed on Man City defender. I know he didn't start game week 1, he started midweek. We just never know, but for 5 mil he could be an absolute bargain. That's why I thought I'd jump ahead of the curve. But Alvarez was someone I was this close to bringing in, and it would have been literally Eze to a 4.5, Mukamba, I think that his name is, and Archer to Alvarez, but that was just too much rotation risk that I didn't really want to take. But otherwise, that's why I've kind of gone for this template in itself. John K. Enzo is definitely on a watch list. Who else is on your watch list? So Enzo is on my watch list. Alvarez is on my watch list because I want to see how many minutes he gets. I think Foden is probably more nailed on. Bernardo Silva is probably going to play right-sided. But I think what was concerning for me was he had a muscle tear in the midweek game. And a muscle tear, I don't know how concerning that was, but it wasn't enough for him to start from the medical opinion. But he came on for 5 minutes and got a penalty, which he converted in the shootout. So Alvarez is someone I really wanted to watch. So it basically could have been Eze out of here and Alvarez in here, but there's just too much City rotation risk that I didn't really want to take the headaches of. But I think I've got a good 2 solid options. If Gusto starts, I've got good options on the bench for rotation for good fixtures. I think Newcastle at home, I think everyone's raving about how good Newcastle are, which is honestly, I'm really excited to see them. But playing at Man City, their last away fixture there last year, they lost 2-0. So I'm not saying they're not going to score, and Guardiola isn't there for to get me kind of assists and stuff. But I think if I had to choose between Fulham away for Brentford, I think there's been I've seen a stat there hasn't been a goalless draw within their game for a very long time, so they're pretty much going to concede. So if I'm going to go for an output for a return for a defender, then I've gone for Guardiola. That's just my kind of pick on him. I'd rather get ahead of the curve. Because then I've got City covered, Chelsea covered, Estupinian, and I've got Rico Henry. So 4 good teams with good fixtures coming along as well. So I'm happy with that, to have that kind of understanding in itself. And they paid 100 million for him. I know they paid that for Grealish as well, but he should make it into the back line, especially when you've got players like John Stones with a hamstring tear. So he should be in there at some point. Guys, if you're new around here, hit the like button. Please do hit the subscribe button too. The channel is growing, and I've gone big this week, guys. So I've gone Salah captaincy. Let me know who you guys are captain this week, guys. At Haaland, Salah. I've seen some Watkins shouts as well. Let me know. Thank you so much. John K. Maddison for Bruno is probably my transfer next week. It's a perfect transfer, and I think what, in my mind, it was... I know both teams are going to score in this game. I don't see it being a 0-0, hence why Onana's on the bench and I've started Turner. Sounds a bit weird, right? Starting Turner over Onana, and you think, in terms of both defences, who's more likely to get a clean sheet? But I'm playing the fixture here, guys. I think if I was to look at the template picks in my team here, Turner, Estupinian, Chilwell, Mbeumo, Saka, Haaland. Maybe Jackson, I wouldn't say he's template. I say Pedro is more of a template. I say that's 6 players I've got template. Where I've gone kind of differential, maybe Eze, Maddison, kind of differential. I would say Salah for sure. in terms of captaincy, and Guardiola. So I've kind of gone a bit heavy on those. So, but we'll just have to wait and see how it goes, guys. This week, I can either shoot up into like a really good rank, or it could go really badly, and the template team goes well. So it's best of both worlds. Let's see who goes where. Harry, not FPL related, but as a United fan, I want Bruno to swap roles with Mount because I feel we'll play much better. Yeah, I get that. I fully do. But I think what that happened that game against Wolves is they sat deep. So they said to Manchester United, if you want to play through, because I watched the whole game, and they were saying to Manchester United, if you want to come for us, you can play out from the back from Onana. Onana just constantly played balls from the back. That's why he got so many bonus points, was for pass completions. They constantly wanted them to come forward. And on the break, you saw players like Cunha. I was so impressed by Cunha, guys. For 5.5 mil, he's someone that I could think about bringing in. So I could potentially go from Eze to Enzo and bring in Cunha as well. So that's something that I could look to do, because I was really impressed by Cunha. He didn't get any end products, but the guy could run. And I like that. I like a bit of passion from a player. So he might be someone that I might be looking out for. But I think Bruno and kind of like Mount will interchange. It just depends on when that will happen during the season, guys. John K, going to be watching Salah from behind the sofa this week. Like me last week, I was behind that sofa. Look, it's going to go one of two ways. By 4:30 or 4:45 UK time on Saturday, there's going to be some really happy Salah captainers or some really happy Haaland captainers. So we'll just have to wait and see, John, what's going to happen. I'm at work, so I'll probably just check my phone for notifications later after. Genius Gamer, hey Genius Gamer, hope you're well. Harry, why are you not doubling up with the Chelsea defence starting because the fixtures are so good? So the thing is, with this West Ham away game, this was on the fixture that I think that is something that I think is great. And the thing is, as I explained earlier, with Chelsea defenders, I wasn't going to pick Chilwell and Reece James for clean sheets. I'm still not too comfortable with Chelsea in terms of conceding for clean sheets. They were more from an attacking perspective, because I thought they were phenomenal wing backs. That's why I put Gisto on the bench this week, and I wanted to try Guardiola at home, because City at home are unbelievable. Yes, they have a goal to concede within them, but if I had to choose between a home fixture or an away fixture, I think I'll take the home City fixture. And West Ham haven't been bad at all. You know, they've played really well. Good first game. They've got goal scorers in them. And I don't know how Chelsea are going to set up. So that's why I got Ruka Henry as my first sub. But I've just gone for Guardiola, just as a pick for myself. It's more of like a clean sheet aspect. Who do I think will get more likely of a clean sheet? Yes, everyone's raving about Newcastle, 5 goals at home versus Aston Villa. But Aston Villa were poor. And to be fair, Aston Villa were wasteful. Newcastle could have conceded far more goals if they had their shooting shoes on. Watkins, other players that had opportunities. But we'll have to wait and see. But I think Man City is going to be a different kind of like, test for them. And I think Guardiola might be a good player to have in there. John K, did you try to make a draft with Trent now that Liverpool have a CDM? I did have a look at Trent, to be fair, but it's just 8 mil, honestly, because I've invested so heavily in Salah and Haaland, it kind of limits me. That's why I've had to go to 6.5 mil mids. Even if I reduce Eze to Enzo, I still have 1.5 million, where I could actually potentially go to Trippier in like game week 5 or 6 when Newcastle's fixtures change. Let's have a quick look. Let's find Newcastle players. So this is what I'm looking at, guys. There's a few avenues that I could be looking down. So if I take down Eze, which I don't really want to, I could potentially look to get in Trippier in anywhere after game week 5. So 6, 7, 8, all the way up to maybe 10. So I could get Enzo Fernandez in for Eze, and then I could bring in Trippier for where are we? Say it would take out Guardiola potentially. I probably would move on from Man City then because of the fixtures. So if we get Trippier in, and then we could go to Chelsea and bring in where is Enzo? There is Enzo. So there you go. That looks perfectly fine. So we've got Trippier in there, Enzo as well, and then I've got the option of obviously the kind of defensive choice of who I wish to play. But that's something that we can look at down the line. And if I am priced out, hypothetically, let's say I can't afford it by 0.1, then I could always kind of downgrade any of my other players. But we can have a look at that later. But that's, for now, what my plan could be one way. Or another way it could be I could... where was he? I think it was Cunha I was talking about. Yeah, so I could bring in... Take out Archer, unless he gets a move to another club. Get in Cunha. And then basically I'm just short 1 mil, and then I could take basically Eze out and bring in Enzo as well. So that could be another way that I could look at it. If we're getting it through, having another striker up front. But how many games will I be actually starting with Cunha? That's the issue that I have. Wolves don't really kind of stand out for me, and I don't really want to have a headache of like benching out my 8 forwards. That's the only thing that I could potentially consider. But as of now, this is how it looked, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for watching and subscribing on your messages. Please fire through some more questions. Hit that like button, and please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't done already. Sard, let's go, Mo. Let's go. Sard, how are you? I hope you're well. Harry, yeah, I went to the game. I thought Garnacho was poor. Hopefully just a one-off game. Yeah, Garnacho is one of my favourite players, especially in terms of like a newbie, one of United's kind of new players. But I think he has more impact off the bench. He's more of an impact player. But yeah, no, he was wasteful. And United wasted some really crucial chances that game week. But yeah, I was disappointed, to be brutally honest, and I think it's not going to change much until Højlund comes in. Once Højlund comes in and we got like a direct striker, I'm not going to say Højlund's going to bag like 200 points in FPL this season. But what I'm trying to say is Rashford goes to his preferable left wing, and then we got a bit more of a direct route of how we want to play. That's when I want to look at Rashford and go, okay, I want to bring him in. I want to get him in. The fixtures look good. He looks in a bit more form. There's a bit more method to Manchester United, and that's when I'll bring him into the squad. But in one regards, I'm so glad. When I look back at it now, I'm kind of glad I did play the wild card, because I would have done that Reece James move quite early, and I would have taken a -4, and it would have been painful. But yeah, no, I'm happy with my squad moving. This squad's designed to take me up to about game week 8, hopefully 9. 10 is where I'm going to think about potentially making a few more changes. But that I can kind of prepare for beforehand, so I could build up some transfers, bank them, and move across to them as well. But you'd be surprised how many managers have actually played their bench boost, because on Twitter I follow someone called Ben Krillin. I'm sure you guys have heard of him, and he was talking about it. This season is going to be a bit more of a usual season. What we mean by a usual season is because of the last 3 or 4 Premier League seasons, or in FPL, we've had a lot of double game weeks due to COVID cancellations, fixture build-up, Euro tournaments, Football World Cups taking place in December rather than the summer. So there's always been that double game week kind of pile-up or build-up. I think they were saying the only game week they're looking at, which is potentially going to be a double game week, is game week 37. Now, do we really want to wait that long for a double to come along? But I think there might be a bit more with the fixtures in terms of competitions and like FA Cup and stuff around January. So we can hold on to that. A lot of people played their triple captain. First game week on Haaland. Good on them. But we're coming, guys. There'll be some good fixtures where we can take advantage of it. Sartre, I'll suggest Sanchez for Onana. City will definitely concede. Why not Saliba instead of Gabriel? I mean, Sanchez, again, I'm not too hopeful about Chelsea clean sheets, to be brutally honest. I really like Onana, and Onana's more of a kind of like a... He's not going to be a fixture player as much. I know he'll get save points. I know that's more the bonus point system. Sanchez is in a new squad. I'm not sure how Chelsea are going to line up. So I'm not going to go down the Chelsea route as of yet for Sanchez. So I'll keep Onana for now. That's my undertaking. And it takes up a Chelsea spot as well. Onana's more of I think I like him overall. And to be fair, United had the most clean sheets last season, right? And I think I'd rather go for someone for more the outfield. So what I mean by that is I'm really interested in Enzo Fernandez, as I've talked about it earlier in the stream. So if Enzo really kicks off, then I can bring him in for Eze. Then I've got 3 outfield Chelsea players. And I'd rather go for a 5 mil penalty taker, set piece taker for a midfielder and use that $1.5 mil somewhere else, rather than saving just a $0.5 mil and being kind of limited to my choices in terms of where I can kind of invest that in my squads. That's my thinking. I could be wrong, but Enzo Fernandez is kind of on my watch list, if to be brutally honest. Saliba, I had him, but I don't like the Arsenal fixtures after this game. And I think this game's quite tough as well. I mean, Fulham is going to be okay, but then Manchester United, the fixtures get tougher. But I've seen a bit more that I think better fixture runs might come in. That's probably why. Shocker, hello mate. Hello, I hope you're well. I did a free hit today, and it might be a risk, but I've gone Alisson, Estupinian, Virgil van Dijk, Chilwell, Salah, Saka, Mitoma, Diaby, Haaland, Jackson, Pedro. What do you think of this? I think that's a fantastic squad. You're going to have choices of who to bench. But free hit, no, interesting. I like that. Best of luck though. Who are you captaining? That's the question I have. Salah and Haaland. So who are you captaining, Shocker? Saad, I've got 88 points with 3 mil in the bank. Whew. Saad, absolutely killing it. Your rank must be like top 100k, I would say. I'm thinking to get Trent in for Akanji for Game Week 2 and then later get Chilwell. Current draft is Saliba, Akanji, Estupinian, Botman and Baldock. Not a bad show. I mean, tomorrow, if we think about it if we break it down a little bit, this is what I've been saying to people, is Trent didn't actually do that badly last week. He could have had an assist for that Salah goal, which is a fantastic through ball. And he's playing away at Chelsea, so we've got to give him a bit of a bit of margin, I'd say, but I think he didn't play too badly, to be fair. Yeah, he's in a new role. Let's just wait and see. I think personally there's going to be a lot to come from Trent when the fixtures do get better for Liverpool. It's definitely going to be worth seeing, especially with the new signing they've got today, the midfielder Endo, I think. That's going to be interesting to see how he embeds in. But Trent for 8 mil, if you guys do have the funds available, I would definitely say go for it. Pac-Man Red 1985. Hello Mo. Hello. How do you think Elanga could be a decent asset? Elanga's really good actually. I've been looking at him for Forest. I think he's like 5 mil if I'm not wrong. He looked brilliant against Arsenal. He ran down that wing pretty decent. And I've seen him at Manchester United before, so I know what he's capable of. And for 5 mil, got 4 points. I think he's a good differential. If you want to bring him in for basically 5 mil of your budget, you got a player that even if you don't play regularly week in, week out, you can actually have him on your bench. So personally for me, I think it's a good shout. 5 mil, of course. This is why I'm looking at Enzo Fernandez at 5 mil. I want to be able to have like Gusto at 4 mil, Enzo at 5 mil. So from 9 mil, I've got 2 good players from Chelsea playing. And then when Reece James does come back, because I think if it's a grade 1 tear, it's anywhere up to 10 to 14 days. Grade 2, you're looking at about potential, I think it's like 2 weeks, up to 2 to 3 weeks. And then I think if it's grade 3, then you're looking at potentially a 1 month onwards, so maybe 4 to 6 weeks. So we don't know about Reece James. Am I put off Reece James? Yes, I'm putting him off and I'll put off him again. But I think when he does come back, I think I'll be tempted to bring him back in. But yeah, 5 mil for Elanga. Really good shout for Nottingham Forest. Let's have a look at their fixtures, what they look like. He's not a defender, so we don't need to worry about from a defensive opportunity. Sheffield United's going to be a good game at home. So maybe this week is the best time to bring him in. And then United away, Chelsea, Burnley. They're tough fixtures, don't get me wrong, all the way up to game week 7. But hey, if we don't take a risk, we won't get the rewards, right? Thank you so much for sending all the questions and watching, guys. If you're new around here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button. But great question. As always, Shocker, how are we feeling about Wolves? Played us off the park at Old Trafford. Maybe their redemption season fixtures, but looking at the Cunha as one of their fullbacks. I looked at Cunha. They played us off the park. They should have won that game. 26 or 24 shots, I think it was, at Old Trafford. Came with a plan. And they got pace. Pedro Neto, Cunha. Oh, they were quick. There's some other players that I've looked at as potentially Harvey Barnes at 6.5 mil, but when the fixtures get better, that's someone I could look at. Adama Traore's gone to Fulham, I think. I'm not looking at him, but I'm just saying that was something hilarious because I remember bringing him in a couple of seasons ago. Who knows? Ward Prowse is someone interesting, by the way. I know he's been re-signed and come back in at 6 mil. Let's have a look. Ward Prowse, let's have a look. Ward Prowse for 6 mil at West Ham. Now, I know West Ham got some difficult fixtures. Chelsea, Brighton, Luton, Man City, Liverpool. But I'm thinking maybe around game week 9 onwards. I'm just thinking, look at those fixtures from game week 9. Newcastle's tough, I'd say. Yeah, game week 9 all the way up to game week 17. They've got some really good runs. So if I do decide to obviously make a bit of a change in my squad, so I might actually look at James Ward-Prowse at that point, because not a bad shout for the price of 6 mil. He's definitely going to be on some set pieces, right? Like free kicks, potential penalties. Who knows? Saad, Diassi could be playing at right and Vert and invert Gusto might not play just exactly. That's why I've got him on my bench because I'm not sure if he's playing or not. That's why Rico Henry's first choice. So just in case Guardiola or any of my other players don't play, then I've got at least Rico Henry coming in. I was so impressed by Rico Henry, by the way, guys. I think he was easily the best 4.5 mil defender in the game. Getting forward, could have had another goal actually. But yeah, let's see how it all goes. Konzo, no Man United players, no Manchester United players. Onana's on the bench. FPL MSZ, that's more like it. Mo, have Mo, wildcard. Yeah, I've wildcarded. So this is my team. A bit more away from the template. I'd say 6 template players. The rest is kind of like my inkling of how it's going to go. So I'm just hoping Bruno, Rashi rip through the Spurs defense. They will. It's going to be a high scoring game. I'm telling you now. It's going to be a 2-2 or a 3-2 or a... It's going to be goals. I doubt it's going to be a 0-0. If United play like the way they played against Spurs, they're going to concede. They will score. Spurs will score at home. And if United need to wake up and they need to smell the coffee, and if they do test the Spurs defence like Brentford did, then United can score as well. So let's wait and see. Who knows? You could just have another Wan-Bissaka come in and score a goal, or Rafael Varane could get another goal. We just don't know. Shocker, Gusto is an interesting option. I'm interested to see why you've gone with him. Gusto Shocker is more of an enabler. So for 4 mil, if I can get a route into Chelsea's defence and he's playing right back, then that's why I've kind of gone for him. That's why he's not in my main squad because I'm not sure about his starting. So what I can tell you is maybe in 2 weeks I might do the following. If I get more of an insight of how Chelsea are playing and more insight around Enzo taking penalties, is I'm going to take out Eze for Enzo. And then I've got 1.5 mil. Then I'll probably have to take out Gusto as well, as I can bring back any other 4 mil defender at that time. And then I've got 1.5 mil, and then I can basically go from Guardiola to Trippier in game week 6. That's the plan. Teza, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Nice to see you. Sar says, yeah, Ben thought of playing BB himself, but then I just always wait and analyse and see him play the chips. Yeah, it's the way it is, unfortunately. So I'll Saliba instead of Guardiola, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to play Guardiola. I think he's probably going to be the most nailed City defender, and I want some City defence in there. Ali, I'm good. How are you? Bernardo out and Diaby in for me. Good shot. Diaby was phenomenal, honestly. I really liked him. I really liked Diaby. I just don't want to bring him into my squad because I've backed Eze pre-season. But I want to give Eze a couple of more weeks. 2 more weeks. If he didn't play badly first game, right? They were just shocking finishes by the squad. But I think Eze could get a goal at home against Arsenal. So let's back him. If I backed him pre-season, I want to give him at least 4 games. So after game week 4, there'll be 2 transfers that I'll bank, and then basically with the 2 transfers, it's going to be Enzo and Gusto out for any 4 mil defender. That's going to be the plan, and then I have 1.5 mil. So when it turns around and it comes around to Trippier for game week 4 or 5, 6, I think, I'll bring him in. Saad, yeah, same here. I've got Onana, definitely a better keeper, but I like Chelsea's fixture since you're playing a wild card. But yeah, fair. Having Onana was more like having mini heart attacks at Wolves game. Yeah, I get that. But as I said, it's if I didn't have the interest of any outfield player for Chelsea, then 100% I would have put Sanchez in my goal. But the thing is, I know for a fact that they got such good fixtures, I will want another outfield player. That's why Gusto's there as like a placeholder, because if he does start playing at 4 mil and he looks good, I'll just obviously bring him into my starting 11. But if he doesn't, then in 2 game weeks, I'll get a bit more. Then I'll have 3 game weeks worth of knowledge, obviously 2, 3, 4. Then I can make a decision of, okay, Gusto, please leave. Enzo, please arrive. And then we can make a bit more changes around that. But yeah, Sanchez is a good shout. Look, Sanchez and Onana, it's not going to be much of a difference, to be fair. Good fixtures, but it's... My decision again was to bring in the 2 fullbacks for Chelsea from an attacking potential, not looking at their clean sheets. Hence why I played Chilwell in game week 1. I wasn't looking at him giving me a clean sheet against Liverpool, because I just don't think Chelsea are that good. Do I believe United are that good? No. Are United lucky? Yes. But yeah, I think Onana might get a bit more kind of like bonus / save points. Saad, yes, luckily I am 101k. Whew, yes. Yes, Trent was good. I got him, and he'll play more in the mid against Bournemouth. Yeah, I think Up front, it's going to be interesting because Trent's going to play in the inverted role. You've got Salah, I think he should start, right? And then you've got a couple of positions where you've got Gapco, Diaz, Darwin, Jota. So there's a lot of positions. There's probably like 2 or 3 players to play those positions. So let's see. So I'm not going to take the risk that James risk, man. Gets injured every game. I know, I feel so sorry for him. How devastating must it be for a player like him with so much potential? Look, guys, I know everyone will turn and say, oh, look, he's getting paid. He doesn't really care. So, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he wants to go out there and kind of like, I'd say, announce himself, prove himself, express himself. I feel sorry for Reece James, honestly. That guy, I think if he got a full season, let's say he played a full season without injury in FPL, I reckon he could break some records as a defender. That's how good he is. But hey, let's just pray for him. Let's just pray he gets fit as soon as possible. And on that good note, if you guys want to hit that subscribe button, guys, and hit that like button if you're new around here, please do. Leonardo, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Great, Timo. Thank you so much. Leonardo says West Ham could be underrated as an option. It certainly can be. And as I'll show you from game week 8 onwards, I might look at Ward-Prowse as an option for 6 mil because they've got like 8 or 9 good game weeks after that. Sade, Rico Henry has been very attacking. He has done indeed. That left-hand side, he was absolutely amazing. It's close, so I could have put him in for Guardiola, but I'll go for a Man City defender. Because barring Edison, I don't think it's going to be a huge ownership of their defenders as a whole. I don't even know if Guardiola is nailed to start, but I think he's probably going to be the most nailed. And if we can get a nailed Man City defender and I can get access to their clean sheet points, then happy days. Happy days. Kyle Brown, good evening. I hope you're well. Replacement for Stones, I have Chilwell, Estupiñán, Gabriel and Baldock as my others, or should I just wait? I'm thinking about Colwell. I think you got cover for others. I mean, Stones has gone down in price, so that's what I'm trying to say is that kind of like fear of losing out of any money. That's already happened, right? So he's gone down in price. I think just leave it. Just leave it for this week. You've got the cover. There's 2 reasons why that can happen. A, you can find out a bit more about how long the injury is for John Stones. Will he be able to come back in quite soon? If not, then we'll get a bit more insight and kind of like information around this week, right? So I'd assume, you could bring in anyone up to the 5.5 mil mark. So Colwell's a good shout at 4.5 mil. But if you definitely want to go playing Colwell, then I'll say bring him in now. If you're going to access any of the players that you've already got and you're not going to play him, then just save and bank that transfer because you might change your decision after this game week and think, do you know what, actually, hold on, I've got another player in mind rather than Colwell. That's just a thought of mine. FMZ, Ward-Prowse swing in from the corner. Suchek, it's written. It is, isn't it? It absolutely is. Now kind of like, I've said it, it's going to happen. But the guy's got, the thing about Ward-Prowse is, right, he was always good at Southampton as well. The guy's got a good penalty. He's got a wicked free kick. He scores at least 1 or 2, I would say, in a season, right? So didn't he have, like, direct free kicks? Didn't he equal, like, David Beckham's record or go past it, something along those lines? Let me know in the chat, guys, if that was the case. I think he equaled it, certainly. I'm not sure if he went past it, but he's got an insane record. But yeah, I think Ward-Prowse is someone that I can look at. Certainly. Shocker, you're making me question things, Mo. Maybe I should bench Pedro and get Elanga in for the game. I mean, Elanga's a good shout. I mean, Elanga looks decent. He looked brilliant. And he's played good for Manchester United as well. I was really happy to see him go to Nottingham Forest because I think that there's players like him who need to get a bit more exposure. Because I think if he can smash it this season, he can go back to United and they'll start considering a bit more, right? You've also got players like, who else is there? I really rate... who's the player that was playing for them? I think it was Archer for Aston Villa. I think he should go to Nottingham Forest or any of the Sheffield United, the clubs that come for him. He should go and play and prove himself because he's come from the academy, right? He looks good. This is why players like Colin Gallagher were so good because they went to Palace and they made their kind of like, career by, playing for a relatively kind of like, I'd say a club that would be able to kind of play them rather than Chelsea at that time. So I think there's a good shot to get them in. So no one going for Nketiah. Oh, you can make me sing that song. Our defense is in safe hands. And Ketia in the room. No, I'm joking. But yeah, he played well in Ketia. But no, I don't think I'm brave enough to go for him. Okay, now that I've sang that song, right, basically, you got to hit that subscribe button, guys, and you have to hit the like button too, all right? Patman Red, funny that everyone is doubting us. I'm a Newcastle fan, by the way. We look scary against Villa, and everyone predicted for us to fail to watch for, but Almiron, Isak, and Barnes as FPL assets. Look, they all look great assets. I think the reason why I'm not going for them is the fixtures, and I'm not doubting them at all. But as I said, I want to get Trippier in. So I've got a route to get Trippier in. It's just I just don't need him as of yet because of other players having such amazing fixtures. Because then what I can do, if I look at game week 6 for Man City, Nottingham Forest, do I really want to get rid of him then? Potentially not. Wolves away, Arsenal. Yeah, probably I might get rid of him in game week 7 and then bring in Trippier. That could be a move. And then in terms of... yeah, Fulham at home. So yeah, game week 7 could be the one where I actually bring in Trippier. That is the plan. But yeah, no, I've mentioned Harvey Barnes already. If I see a bit more potential, like not potential, I'm gonna he's got potential. If I see a bit more from him, which I kind of think, well, I want him in now, I might even bring him in for Eze. Just have to wait and watch. I was really happy with the Tonali. I think that's how Tonali, I'll say. I was really impressed by him. I know he scored a goal, but he looked really, really involved in the build-up for Newcastle. So let's see. Guys, we've been talking so much. I've just forgot the time. It's nearly 5:30, 5:30 in the UK. Less than 45 minutes. So let's get these questions in. And I even forgot about my my drink. So apologies. Before you guys start asking what drink it is, let's see if you guys can guess. I will let you know it's a zero. So it's not an original, it's a zero. So let's see if you guys can guess. Apologies for the noise in the background. Cool, so... Saad Ali, if Guardiola gets a clean sheet out of Newcastle, you're a legend, Mo. Let's see, right? I gotta make these moves. I have to. Let's see. Thing is, you guys can all be sat here slating me, right? What will be funny? Okay, I'll tell you what will be hilarious. If Guardiola gets benched, doesn't play, Newcastle score. Rico Henry gets a clean sheet, gets an assist, comes on from my bench. Happy days. Fazna. Hello, Fazna. Hope you're well. Hey, brother. Hey. Missed you so much. I'm glad to have you back. Thank you so much, Fazna. I'm so happy to hear from you after, let's say, a little while. But yeah, I am back. Thank you so much. I think as time goes along, I'm going to start kind of like investing a bit more in terms of I'm looking to get a microphone as well to get more clarity around my voice and stuff. But yeah, no, I think I want to make a bit more effort this season around kind of like the experience you guys have. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not no technological geek. I can't do the graphics that those other guys do. I have a full-time job. This is just a passion that I do on the side. And I want to be different. Let's see if I can break the FPL community code this season. Basna, James to Disarcy. Disarcy's good. Got S2 Gabriel and can't afford Chilwell. Also, what do you think about Saudi? Isn't it good that talented Asian players can pick a top league in 5 years' time? Yeah, of course. Look, the more competition we have in the world, the better it gets. I mean, let's think of it logically. How nice was it when we had the option to watch La Liga because of Ronaldo and Messi? Brilliant. When was the last time I watched an El Clasico? Can't remember. Do I know what the results of last year's El Clasicos were? Don't know. Can't remember. That's the thing. We need competition elsewhere in the world as well, guys. It's nice to have it all in the Premier League. But this, I know the Chinese league kicked off a few years ago, but if we've got Saudi Arabia coming along with a good league, we call the French league the Farmers League because PSG wins it every year. Same as the German league because of Bayern Munich and Dortmund. It's usually Bayern. So if we're getting a bit more kind of like, Saudi league coming along, then yeah, I'd happily subscribe to the channel that broadcasts it. If I get to see the best players in the world, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, it'd be nice to get some kind of like Southeast Asian players. That's why I'm excited to see the new midfielder for Liverpool, Endo, I think they've signed today. So that's Enzo. That's going to be nice to see. Let's see how he does. Saad, Gapco in the mid again, possibly Diaz. At left wing, I feel nailed for right now. Jota Nunes could be the only change you see. I think Jota might get rotated for Nunes because he might like the aerial threat of the height. That's the only reason why I would be a bit concerned about Jota rather than Diaz, and you're right. Sad, yeah, sad man. James is top player, unlucky. It certainly is, honestly. Kyle Brown, I'm good, thank you. Very well, nice to hear. Konzo, just sent you a message on Twitter, funny one. I'll definitely check it out. Sard, Pedro is on pens. I don't think it'll be worth it, shocker. Pedro. Could be, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's best to see, right? Habiman, how are you? Bruno to Jota, Diaz, or Roll? Look, if you want access into Liverpool, I'll say Diaz is the best shout. In terms of, look, I can't predict the lineup for tomorrow. I'm not going to say it's 100%. But if I was looking at it from a neutral point of view, I can see Darwin coming in for Jota and Diaz starting on the right wing. That's how I see it. I can see the front three for me is going to be Salah, Diaz, and in the middle I think it'll be either Jota or Darwin, but I think Darwin might get the nod. For me, I'd rather go Diaz. If I had a choice, I'm not saying they're nailed, but Diaz would be the one. Oh, it's nice and cold. But you can roll it, to be fair. Bruno's not a bad shout. Get a bit more insight and then play it next week, right? You'll have 2 transfers. Sard, Dr. Zerbi said today something about changing the playing system. Thoughts, anyone? Would it affect João Pedro, Mins, or Welbeck? João Pedro was always a minute's risk anyway, especially when the European competition starts, right? So I don't think that's changed. He had a great first game week. So this is what I say to people, right? Imagine if he'd blanked. Imagine he didn't score that penalty and he'd blanked the first game week. Would he be as popular as people think right now? Maybe not. But I think there is always that risk of rotation because they have the options. But it's nice to see a 5.5 mil player on penalties. Linesh, good evening. How are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm on Salah captain as well. Nice. So you've got some Salah captainers in the house, right? Sardali, Mo has captain himself today. I am indeed. I am the captain. Captain FPL today. Do you know what, guys? I'm going to be on the receiving end of some proper teasing if it doesn't go well for me this week. Konzo, Club Zero. It is indeed. It's Coke Zero. Saad Ali, welcome to Pep Roulette. Pep Roulette is mad, honestly. Saad, Barca won 3-0. That's disrespectful, Mo. I'm a Barca fan. No, it's not being disrespectful. I'm just saying I used to watch Barcelona versus Madrid because of those two icons that used to play against each other. Fantastic players. So I'm just saying it just adds value to another league. Who knew about Al Hilal until Ronaldo went there? No one, right? So these are the kind of things that are going to make the footballing world a bit more competitive. And when it comes to FIFA or those EAFC games that come along, I'm getting a Saudi league going straight in there. Getting a club, probably has more money than most Premier League clubs. Just buy the best players in the world. Konzo, are you streaming all the way to the deadline? I am indeed. That's the hope. Konzo, Salah captain here. Yes. I've seen a lot of Salah captainers in my stream, so I'm pretty happy with the decision that maybe it wasn't as bad as what I originally thought. Let's have a look at Salah's ownership. It was around 30% last time. Let's have a look. 30.1%. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, I've just highlighted Mbemo for no apparent reason. That's better. But yeah, I mean, Enzo Fernandez is going to be an interesting watch for me. Then I can have 3 outfield Chelsea players that with good fixtures, and then $1.5 million. Then let's say if I'm not happy with Maddison, for example, I can take him back up to Rashford at 9 mil. But let's see. I think I'm happy with it. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. I know you guys have seen my wildcard team now, but overall, please be honest. Look, I'm not going to take it to heart. Let me know. Do you think it's a good team? Do you like the team? Do you like that it's a bit different? Do you think it's absolutely idiotic by me, what I've done? What are your thoughts? Let me know. Sard says, now I only watch Barcelona matches. EPL is way more entertaining. So I'd bench instead, but going to Saudi, I'd rather watch La Liga and other leagues to raise their standards like EPL. Yeah, true. Could be. Saad, Ronaldo went to Al Nassr. Oh, is it Al Nassr? Al Hilal. Same thing. I'm joking. No, but Al Nassr, right, fair enough. Didn't he like come on like in one of the games and won a cup or something and didn't get man of the match because he got the goal or something? I saw some memes a couple of days ago. Konzo, Diaby owner here. Oh, Diaby's awesome, honestly. I think Villa's fixtures are better now. I think Newcastle was a more tougher game, but I think they got better fixtures now going forward. Saad, I'm scared of Salah this week, hoping Trent outscores him. Could do. He so easily could do. No, that's not even a joke. Konza, I like your team, but not worth a wild card. You should just downgrade De Bruyne. Again, I agree with that point, but then what happened with my Reece James system? Because I would have taken a -4, Reece James injured, and then I would have been upset by it again. I think wild card seems a bit rash, but I think I'm okay with it overall. De Bruyne was the worst player to get injured. There was two players that I did not want to get injured in my first. I didn't want to get injured at all. Haaland and De Bruyne, and guess who goes? De Bruyne. Fasner, Mason Greenwood looks like he's coming back to. Oh, Mason Greenwood. Whew, how good was he? I remember he had a really good spell of a couple of games, and you had people like Alan Shearer coming on to Match of the Day and saying, "Oh, I think he's going to beat my record all-time goal scorer." How things change. Saad, I've got no one that remembers that Al Hilal players with Messi on FIFA 16 cover. I saw my FIFA 16 CD and the other day shocked. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Can you imagine they're putting the EAFC, can they put Messi in one of those kind of like Saudi Arabian robes with one of the with what they kind of gifted him at the final with the Arab kind of like dress code? That'd be interesting. That'd be quite funny. But thank you everyone for being around here and putting all these questions through. Please do hit that like and subscribe button. Really, really appreciate all your support, guys. Saad, Messi's killing it. MLS looks like he's playing kids. Inter Miami were last position in the league, and now they're well. To be fair, Inter Miami, right? They've literally just become another PSG. They've just gone and brought all the best players. Well, near the end of their careers, but still far too good for that league. Far too good. I think there's something. I just saw a news around Paquetá. To be fair, the talks with Man City have collapsed. Interesting. Now that's good news for Foden and Alvarez owners. But yeah, overall, I think this will be quite interesting. So let's see what happens. I think having Gusto here keeps good. Do I want to start Gusto in front of Guardiola? I'm back in the home fixture. Guardiola it is. Saad says, yeah, City backed out of the talks I've heard. Yeah, so again, with Paquetá out of the kind of like contention now, you got players like Foden, Alvarez, more minutes definitely. What I was thinking this season earlier, what I was thinking earlier about this season was, could Rodri kind of play like that Gundogan role? Now, I know it's just 1 week we're going to go off, right? But he played well in the Super League Cup final as well, so Rodri might be a hidden gem. Thasna Fairs, what position would you play in football? It's called goal hanging. So when I used to play in school, I say play. All I used to do was stand offside near the goalkeeper, get someone to pass me the ball, and toe punt it. I wouldn't even side it; I'd toe punt it right into any space of the goal that I found. But I try. My aim used to be like, if I couldn't get it into the corner or onto a side, I used to whack it as hard as I can towards the goalkeeper's face. Best chance of scoring. I wasn't too good, to be fair. I played a bit of five-a-side, to be fair, but 10, 12 years ago, I started playing a bit more five-a-side. But yeah, I always liked to goal hang. I didn't mind goalkeeping, to be fair. It was alright. I was a big presence in goal, so kind of works when it's natural, right? I was kind of like the what's the right word to say? Who was like I was like the rude Van Nistelrooy. Just no spectacular goals in the penalty box, offside. I'm just gonna nail it. Sard, yeah, that was a weird gown Messi got before the lift in the World Cup. No, please. Sard, I would say Watkins and Diaby are missing your team, but you got money in the bank. I got no money in the bank at the moment. Diaby and Watkins, yeah, I've kind of lost out on them, but I'm gonna back Eze. Sard, Poacher Mo, yeah, I was the best goal hanger. Best goal hanger Mo. I think if I was playing a game, VAR would actually just tell the ref to send me off, because I just constantly have them working. And the linesman probably will just like keep their hand up just like that, because they'll know that I'm like 20 yards ahead of the last defender. Saad, Mo Salah is still the second best Mo to play football. We know who the greatest. Who's the goated Mo? Ronaldo, man. Gotta say the Mo. I gotta say Ronaldo's the goat. That everyone has their own preference, right? Everyone's seen a lot of players. I mean, I started supporting Manchester United for Eric Cantona. So when I was a child, my family were Liverpool fans. My cousins, my best friend, they're all Liverpool fans. So my first kind of like introduction to football was watching Liverpool, and I remember getting my first shirt around '97, I think, maybe earlier. It was the white Liverpool shirt with Carlsberg on the front, and I got that given to me as a gift by one of my family as a birthday gift. Then I started watching football very closely, and then I started watching Eric Cantona. I just fell for Manchester United, to be fair. That was my story, guys. But yeah, if you guys are new around here, guys, and you guys are still watching, please hit that like button and please hit that subscribe button too. I know this isn't as big as any of the other FPL channels, but all the support is appreciated, and I'll try to take all your... Actually, I will take all your questions that you guys send through to me. Konzo, hi. From Derry in north of Ireland. Ooh, nice. But yeah, are you guys ready for game week 2? I am so excited. Not too long to go now. Half an hour? Half an hour left to go. I've actually got one of my work friends actually who's actually going to be captaining Trent, this week. So, bit of differential there. But I do love it. I do love the kind of like outrageous chips that people have played. Can you imagine someone's played a triple captain on Salah? I think what would be amazing would be a triple. Sorry, what would be amazing is a hat trick from Salah, and then Haaland goes and bags like 2 goals or something like that, and it's really close. That would be an amazing weekend, to be brutally honest, for me especially. So what colour dress will you be wearing for Messi's 8th Ballon d'Or, Mo? A Ronaldo shirt? Fascinating. Put Guardiola and Saliba on a random wheel picker and choose whoever comes. No, I can't do that. No, I mean, Fascinating. I wanted to root into Man City's defence coming over the next couple of game weeks. Now, I think he'll probably be the most nailed, and at 5 mil, I think he's a bargain. Honestly, I think he should have been 5.5. But after this Newcastle game, just look at how these amazing fixtures up to game week 7. So Sheffield United, Fulham, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Wolves. I think there's a lot of potential in here for us to take advantage, and I think people are going to jump on and off. So I think I've gone early on Guardiola, and yeah, if it doesn't work out, then there's plenty of other, I'd say, players I could fall back onto, right? And that's why I've got Rico Henry. So Rico Henry's also got some really good fixtures for Brentford. So if Guardiola doesn't play, then, you know, got Palace at home, Bournemouth at home, Everton, Forest, Burnley in game week 9. So that's the way I've played it. I've played it with my players. I've kind of played it a bit more fixtures related as well. But with my team this week, I mean, I'm quite lucky that I don't have too many players that are away because of the wildcard I've played. So I've got Sheffield United. I've got Turner, Guardiola. Eze, Salah, Madison, Haaland. I've got 6 out of 5 players that are playing at home, which I'm quite lucky. So that might be a good thing in my favour too. Gonza, me here having a chill day. Lucky you, me too. I'm having a chill day with you guys. Sard, so what? Sorry, I've already read that one. Sard. So we have Subin. I hope you're well. Will Foden start? To be completely honest, I think I'm the most confident that he will start. 2 reasons. Firstly, we've got De Bruyne that's out injured. I was looking at Alvarez. Alvarez had a muscle tear midweek, so potentially he's definitely looking more likely to start than him. And then you've got Bernardo Silva, who didn't play the game at all because he was ill. So has he recovered from that illness? So I think there's definitely going to be a position for Foden. I think if you've backed him, play him. There's no need to knee-jerk out of him at the moment. But I think this is the best ideal situation for Foden owners because of all the injuries and stuff that's taken and illnesses. I think he'll play. Konzo, remember in pre-season when there was like so much hype about Onana when he was released at 5 mil? Yeah, there was. And look, I haven't moved away from Onana. Onana's still in my squad. I just feel that this is one of those random weeks where I just feel that Turner will be a better shout than Onana. And the XGI, the expected goals, I think it's actually expected goals conceded, not the involvement. He conceded. But Turner, even after conceding 2 goals, was probably the second best of the week. So yeah, I'm quite impressed by Forest, but yeah, it's just for this week. Next week, Onana will be back. I still think Onana's really good value at 5 mil, to be fair. Got 9 points for me in the first game week. I'm not disappointed to own him. I'm definitely happy to own him. Sardali, I'm so scared of Pep Roulette. I banked on a Kanji clean sheet and selling him immediately today. 30 minutes to go. Guess I should bring in Trent. I don't know why I'm waiting. I mean, to be fair, with Man City, there's always going to be that Pep Roulette. This is why I didn't go for Alvarez. I had him on my squad last night, guys. So actually, last night when I went to sleep, it was Eze was gone. It was 3-4-3, and I had 3 strikers up front with Alvarez. But then I just slept on it, and I woke up and I said, "Nah, I'm not going to do that. It's just this roulette is too much to take." And Guardiola, I'd rather take it with that because I know I've got defenders on the bench that can come in and replicate what they're doing with the good fixtures. But Pep Roulette is absolutely tough. But Trent's a good shout. If you need to get him in, do it now. This is the fixture. After this, the fixtures are hit and miss for Liverpool. Sard, with KDA Silva out, Foden is more likely to get minutes. 100%. Sard, triple captain Guardiola will be there. No, I'm not that brave. I call myself brave, but I think that's just killing it, to be fair, Guardiola. I'll tell you, there's another decision that I haven't really discussed in much detail was Madison versus Richarlison. So I could have saved £500,000 there, to be fair, and then I could have had some extra cash available. But Richarlison or Madison, it's just one of those where, like, I think Madison will be more involved in terms of set pieces, but there's also going to be Richarlison who potentially could be on penalties, so that's going to be interesting. Sard, Alvarez is only a must when he's playing. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's the number 9 position. And I think if at any point you get Haaland going off early as a sub, then you've got Alvarez who could be the penalty taker because there's no Gundogan anymore, no Mahrez. So, yeah, I'll say 6.5 mil. That's the thing. Is that price point's fantastic. If it was 7 mil, no way am I looking at him. But 6.5, I had him in last night, guys. I had him in. Sard, I think there's going to be loads of Salah triple captains this week, I bet. I think there will be. I think there's a lot of Salah captainers and there's a lot of Salah triple captainers as well. I'm just not that brave. I'm not going to triple captain. I want a double game week for a triple captain. But yeah, if you guys are here, guys, and you're liking it, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be really nice for you to join the family. And it's helping us grow the channel as well. Hit that like button too, please. Ah, we're getting close now, guys. Oof. 10 plus 15. 25 minutes to go. Any last minute questions, guys? Please do send them through. So potentially I could go Eze to Enzo. And then... Should I go Enzo? Subin K, which player to bench? I have Martinelli, Mbembo, Saka, Rashford, Jackson, Foden, Pedro. Jeez. I mean, this is the problem when you have 8 attackers. Who to bench? I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I don't know who to bench out of those. I would say out of those games, you've got Wolves away. I'd say Pedro. And I'll say why. Wolves played well away at Man United. So if they play like that at home, it's going to be tough to seeing them concede. But the rest of your attackers are so good. Anyone's good player. I'd bench Pedro, personally. Sard, you can triple captain anyways because of the wild card. Yeah, I could anyway. Thank God. I could have used that as an excuse. You brave, Mo, don't worry. I've always got excuses, don't worry about that, Sard. I've always got excuses. Sard says, guess I should and do my Trent transfer. Yeah, I mean, look, Trent is... If you're not going to play him in this game week, then obviously there's no point bringing him in the future game weeks, right, in my opinion. This is the best game week for you to take advantage of him. So, I say play him. So right now, what I'm thinking, let's have a bit of a play around. So if I take out Eze's fixtures, right? I like the Arsenal fixture, I'm not going to lie to you. Brentford, Wolves, Villa. And then let's look at Enzo Fernandez. Oh, sorry, I've already got him in. I've got to take him out. And then got £1.5 million, but too many Chelsea players. And then I can take out Gusto. And then look at defenders. Tisha Baldock in there. Or 5.5. Who could I get him? 5.5. Got a few in here. God, I'm tempted, man. I'm tempted. Let's move away from the screen. I might do something I regret. Side Brighton is very attacking. I believe Zerbi can break Wolves. I'm not saying they can't, but I'm just going by how Wolves played in the first game. I think they were very resilient. Subin K, thank you. No worries. Sorry, I prefer Diaby Matoma over Eze right now, personally. Yeah, I mean, you could. It's a good shout, to be fair. I mean, I just think it's because the only thing that drags me towards Eze is he's kind of like the main talisman, penalty taker, and that's the reason why. But if I go... The thing is, I'm not sure who Chelsea's penalty taker is. That's my only worry. Set pieces. Let's have a look. Chelsea. Set James and Ziyech. James and Enzo. Is this even like up to date? Oh well, we'll have to just wait and see, you guys. But thank you so much, guys, honestly, for all your questions and support. If you're new around here, please do hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate your support, and hit that like button too. Ooh, so I'm debating, Enzo worth it? Oh, I think I'll get one more. 2 more weeks. Let's leave Eze in. Let's back him. Let's back our boy. Let's have a look at some 6.5 players. Who's Villa got this week? Everton, Burnley away. But these aren't penalties. Matoma. Looks decent, honestly. Do you know what? I think Eze can score against Arsenal. I'm going to stick with my gut feeling. Let me just double check that I'm good on everything in terms of captaincies and stuff. I don't want to put in the wrong player, but yeah, Salah captain, vice captain Haaland. Let's have a look. But yeah, how emotional was it in the first game week, guys, when we had the whole Gabriel situation? Hopefully nothing like that happens today. I mean, I've got my own views on it, to be fair. I think, personally, it should be up to all the way up to the first game kind of deadline. So if the game's at 8 o'clock on a Friday night, it should be all the way up to 8 o'clock. We should all get a fair playing field. Everyone gets to know the squads of the first game and take it from there. Kind of ends the debate. It's 15 minutes to go, guys. 15 minutes to go to the deadline. So, yeah, push through some questions if you guys do have any questions remaining. Oh, yeah. I think most of my team actually plays. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think most of my players play tomorrow. I've got 2 on Monday, 2 on Sunday. Yeah, so 7 players should hopefully play by then. But yeah, I'm generally just considering Eze to Enzo and then Gusto to another 4.0 mil in game week 4. And then basically I can have Forest at home. Actually, Bournemouth away, yeah. That's the one I'm looking at. But how good is the Stupinian first game of the season, guys? That guy was unreal. I can't believe it. About 2-3 days I thought I'd go without him. Made a few videos as well, but glad I picked him. But I think he rotates really well with Rico Henry, so if the games when they do get challenging for Stupinian, should be okay for Rico Henry to come in. I think basically this is like one of those light ones in terms of people not making many transfers. But I think wait till game week 3, you're going to see a lot of 3, maybe 4 transfers, a lot of -4s, -8s potentially. People might play like a mini wild card. But let me know what your thoughts are generally around what's going to be taking place. I think I'm just having a bit of a look at Twitter here. Let's have a bit of a look to see what's going on. So yeah, nothing on But yeah, I mean, is there any Man City players you guys are going for, guys? Any City releases? I literally got a message on Twitter from someone saying that they would like to captain Chilwell. That's a bit different. Sard, Trent is in. How many points is he scoring this week, Mo? Should we guess it? Trent, I would say 10. 10. I'm going to go double digits. Let's say 8 to 10. I think he'll get more than what player you would have played. Let's put it that way. How many Arsenal Palace players do people own? I'll be interested in what the ranks look like on Sunday, because a lot of people are going potentially triple up in Arsenal, so they could have. I think it's Martinelli, Saka, probably the most obvious combination. Then you got obviously Odegaard, Saliba. Some owning Gabriel. Some have got Ramsdale. It'd be interesting how many players have left on Sunday evening, because I might look at my rank and go, I'm really happy about it, but then it could all change on Monday. Gotta hate Monday games. I think FPL should just... Premier League should just not have Monday games. It should just be literally weekend only. So, no, come on. Trent hat-trick will be there. Hat-trick of returns, of course. So, goals, assists, all combined, right? Right, guys, we're in the last 14 minutes of the deadline. Any last-minute questions, please do pop them through. But thank you so much for being around on here. If you're new around here, guys, and you still haven't hit that like button, please, please, please help to subscribe to the channel. Help us out. Join the family. We love having you here. We're a new and upcoming FPL channel in itself. I ain't no expert. I'm a bit more, let's say, risk-taking. But yeah. I'm just thinking how much of an idiot I was last night when I went to sleep. I put Alvarez and made it 3-4-3. I'll tell you who I have been impressed with is that I think it was Udogi. It was between him and Rico Henry, but I think I just gave Rico Henry the nod because I think he's got longer fixtures, which are better. But is there any players, guys, whoever's in the chat here, let me know. Are you guys thinking of bringing in next week that you've got your eye on already? Who are they, and are you looking to take any hits next week? What are your plans? This Sunday is going to be fun. I can already see it. This Sunday is going to be fun. I'll probably be streaming around 6:30 onwards, guys, because I'm working this weekend. So I should hopefully get home by around that time when the actual game finishes. Which one is the 4:30 one? I think it's West Ham Chelsea, isn't it? Yep. Sorry, I was just checking Twitter there. So yeah, I think a lot of people literally have been interested this week in around whether it's going to be Gabriel who's going to be starting. I think Gabriel will come back in this week. I think he will. He'll come back into that back line. It was a bit unusual. He started like 75, 74 games back-to-back for Arsenal. What was concerning, I think it's more of a discipline issue, so I think he should be back in. And then there's Bruno, obviously. Bruno's going to be the massive one. Oh, how long we got? 10 minutes. Let's have a look a bit of... all players. Transfers in. Who's been the most transferred in player? Oh, Reece James, nearly 190,000 managers. Whew. Ouch. Saka, nearly 500k. Rodrigo. Oof. Madison's a fair bit as well. Diaby, Salah. Isak, 500,000 managers have brought him in. Jeez. I want to see how many people he took who out this round. Stones, Mings, James, obviously those are the ones that are injured. Gabriel, Trippier, De Bruyne, nearly 1 million managers. Eze, 175,000 managers. I think it's a bit harsh on Eze. Hope he scores now. How much is he owned by? 14.8. Fair enough. Matoma, fair enough. I'm quite surprised by that one. Darwin was a big one. Or Wilson, Callum Wilson, yeah. Oh, a bit interesting. I'll be loving it. If Eze goes big, that'd be nice against Arsenal. A return, a few bonus points, that'd be nice. Oh, 9 minutes. These are the agony 9 minutes. Thank you so much, guys, for all your questions today. Honestly, all the support is highly appreciated. Once again, I want to ask you guys kindly again, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button and hit the like button too. Really appreciate all your support. I try to do the best I can with the limited resources and knowledge. I'm not a YouTuber or a graphics designer, but really appreciate your support and the kind of like, words that you guys give through. Really appreciate it. Any last minute questions, guys? Please do fire them through. We are within the last 10 minutes of the deadline now. It's 8 minutes to go. I think Guardiola's going to be the interesting one. If Man City keep a clean sheet, can you imagine Guardiola gets an assist or a return? Just saying. I know it's unlikely, but just don't know, do you? But yeah, Newcastle attack does look fairly good. I'm taking a risk. Sorry. But they're playing at home. I do love it how... Sorry. I do love it how many people have gone for Turner. Who would have thought that, right? How many actually, 15% of managers. Can't believe it's not being broadcast in the UK tonight. Quite upset by that one. Sard, I have a lot of anxiety whilst doing transfers, why I'd always check 10 times before hitting it. Do you remember last year with my wild card that messed up? Look, guys, I'm going to prove it to you that I've actually played my wild card, all right? So this time, if they mess around with me, you guys can see that it's highlighted. This is on YouTube now. It says active chip or wild card. So FPL, no -20s, no messing up my season once again, all right? Seth, good evening. Start Gabriel, Shaw or Henry? I think out of all those games, I would rather have Henry. I know he's on my bench, but I don't own Shaw and Gabriel. I think Arsenal will concede against Crystal Palace away. Shaw will concede against Tottenham, I reckon. That's why I've got Onana on the bench. But Rico Henry at Fulham away could get you an attacking assist, but clean sheets look difficult. Sardali, your rank if Guardiola gets double digit. Yeah, it would be decent, wouldn't it? Sard, yeah, that -20 was bad. That was horrible. Just ruined me, honestly. It upset me so bad. But I've got it on record now, guys, yeah? So I can frame FPL if they decide to do me over again. The amount of times I've changed this team, they might charge me like 30 transfers, and then I'm like -200 or something. Seth, thanks. No worries, Seth. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for subscribing as well. I really appreciate your kind support. The family's growing, guys. We had so many people that have joined today. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't done already, please do hit that subscribe button. I've actually seen quite a few messages around free hits this week, so I'm quite impressed by the number of people that have gone for free hit. Nice and early, so it'll be decent. Let's see how many managers I've got on Maddison now. I'm surprised Maddison hasn't gone up in price. I really am. Must be close. I'm glad I do have Maddison in there, to be fair. He's just injury prone, isn't he? But then what I can do, if I feel like I'm not getting much out of Maddison, I can go Eze to Enzo and then go for Maddison to Rashford. That could be something I could do. Right, in the last 5 minutes now, guys, throw in the questions. I don't think the website will crash today. We crossed the 9 million managers on FPL, which is quite nice. Although I'm quite surprised. I thought we would hit 10 million by the first game week, but quite surprised. It's going to be weird now having Højlund and Haaland in the same league in the same season. It's going to be hard to say this. How much is Guardiola owned by? Just out of 3.4%. He gets me a clean sheet and a return. Actually, not even a return, just a few bonus points. 2 bonus points, all right? So 6 plus 2, 8 points. That'd be nice. Very nice. Will you do a knee-jerk stream? Of course. This week, definitely. It'll be a Sunday, probably around 6:30 UK time onwards. Anywhere between 6:30 and 7 PM. I will do one. Well, there'll be some certain knee-jerks in there. Fireworks going off, obviously, with Salah being in the squad. Okay, I'm going to refresh my team one more time just to make sure that I've actually got the right captaincy and everything. There we are. So, thank you. Cheers. No worries. No worries. To be fair, for Rico Henry, I could have so easily gone Udogie as well, but I just like the fixtures that Brentford have, so that's why I've kind of gone for Henry or Henry. I mean, how many people actually think that Man City can hold a clean sheet? It'd be interesting to know. Because I'm thinking, because I've got Onana and Turner. If I had Edison, I would have even played Edison, to be fair. I could have doubled up on the Man City defence, but I don't own Edison, so we're not going to go down that route. But are there any people that actually, like myself, I believe that they can actually at home keep a clean sheet. But Edison does have a goal conceding within him. And Newcastle look amazing. This is Man City, guys. At the end of the day, it's Man City. They are the best defence in the league. And they paid 100 mil for this guy nearly. 90 mil? I think what will help me the most is if Arsenal concede. And if Eze scores, my rank is going to go up really well. So, Eze scoring, Arsenal conceding, job done. So, the way Rico was throwing in those crosses and Mbembe missed a sitter, that's surprising, honestly. He looks better than Guardiola, not going to lie. He does. On a level, he does. Oh, should I play Henry? Nah, stick with Guardiola. Konza, Edison and Van Bissaka over Guardiola, Onana. I like both picks. The only thing about Van Bissaka is the Dallo kind of like fighting for position. But yeah, Edison's a good keeper, but it's just the save points and bonuses are very rare for him. So now Arsenal clean sheet, Trent scoring, clean sheet. Salah, flanking, Bruno, Martinelli, brace, inshallah. It's a lot of prayers there. Mine are pretty much the opposite. So basically, on a Sunday evening, right, there's going to be one thing, Saad. It's going to be me versus you. One of us is probably going to have a better week. Or it could be equal. It could be half of our players do well, half of them don't. Ooh, guys, less than a minute. Less than a minute now. Get those transfers nailed. And it's 6:15, guys. It's 6:15. Deadline's done. Game week 2 deadline over. No more chances, no more transfers. Yeah, so Ortega is a threat to Edison this season as well for 4 or 5 games. Yeah, Ortega could come in potentially. But there's no big kickoffs today, guys. No Gabriel news, no anything like that. John Stone's already found out. We found out everything the day before. But hey, thank you so much. It's all locked in now, guys. We are locked in, as Konzo says. But thank you so much for everyone. Honestly, really appreciated it. Sarah says, haha, we'll be there, Mo. We'll be there. We will be there on Sunday. Guys, we're going to do a knee-jerk on Sunday, a reaction, which is probably going to be about 6:30 to 7 o'clock UK PM time on Sunday. So I'm working. So when I come back from work, I'll be doing a live stream for about 45 minutes to an hour. We'll just discuss how the week's gone. Probably look forward to the Arsenal game. My rank might look a bit better because I don't have that many players from that game. I've only got 2. But there obviously be players who probably have 3 or 4 players from that game week. So the ranks could be a bit deceptive. But yeah, we're going to be looking forward to that. So thank you everyone so much for today. Thank you so much for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please do hit that like button. Share it with your family. Hit that subscribe button too. We have definitely grown today as a family. The kind of like support is absolutely amazing, and I really appreciate everyone's time. Thank you so much for all your kind messages as well. Best of luck. The teams are locked in. Let's see how it goes. Best of luck to everyone. I will see you guys on Sunday. Good luck. Sit behind the couch if it's Salah in your team or not in your team. Sit in front of the couch if he's in your team like myself. Sit behind it if he's not. Best luck to everyone. Let's have an amazing weekend. Have a good one. I'll be back with some more content and some live streams. Till then, take care.